What's up, everybody? This is MJ, and welcome to our, what's today? Tuesday training broadcast. Hope you had a great weekend and an awesome start to a very productive and amazing work and play week. Today's topic, as you can see on the screen, is going to be about having multiple streams of income and when that's a good thing to have those and when it is a bad thing to have multiple streams of income, or when it can become a crutch, because that's like one of those catchphrases that everybody uses right now. I want to have multiple streams of income. Everybody's talking about it. And what I can tell when I'm hearing a lot of people use that phrase is that they don't really understand the proper use of the multiple streams of income phenomena. But first, I'm going to say it is, if you do it right, a great thing to have multiple streams of income, because you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket from a financial standpoint. Many people who had good jobs or stable jobs or job security in past years, even before 2020, found out through COVID or found out through downsizing or found out through acquisitions and mergers or whatever happened, that jobs are not a great stream of income if that's the only thing you have going. And so a lot of people have been working to diversify their income and begin to bring in money from other places. And quite frankly, that might be why you are wanting to start your shopper boutique, because you see that as a diversification of your income. If you have a job and it's not stable, or, well, let me take that back. I don't think any job is stable, right? Anytime you're allowing another entrepreneur, another person with different goals and different objectives than you, to be in control of the money that goes into your family's budget and the food that goes into your mouth, that's not stable, because any day they can come in and change the game. So I won't say if you had think your job is not stable, because none of them are. But let's say you realize that in this season, you are more at risk than you used to think you were. Now you say, well, I want to start my business so I can have multiple streams of income. Becoming an entrepreneur and becoming self-employed is a great way to stabilize yourself from an income perspective. And the reason being is that you're not going to fire yourself. And as an entrepreneur, if you employ the right systems, the right attitude, the right resources, you can work for yourself forever. You're never going to have to retire yourself or lay yourself off. You can always pivot. If the product or service that you have on the market is not working, you can always move into something else. And so one way to create a new stream of income, yes, is to start your own business. And then there are several other ways of, creating multiple streams of income. You can get into rental income. You can get into investment income, profit income, and all these areas where money can be coming in, to where if one of those streams of income dries up, you're not immediately stuck in a situation where you don't have income coming in. And so the idea of creating multiple streams of income is good. But what we're going to be talking about today is when that can become a crutch. So a lot of times I hear people saying, oh, I've started this boutique. I've got these clothes I'm selling, or I've got this product that I have made myself. I created the recipe and I'm selling it. And I saw somebody recently say that they wanted 8 or 9 different streams of income. But where it can become a crutch is when you use having multiple places where you're spreading yourself out thin as a way to play small in each one of those streams of income. And I'm not talking about where you're making smart decisions to not overplay your hand and get your money into a dangerous situation. I'm talking about where you're trying to play it safe and not have anything at risk in how you're handling your money and your income. When you are using this idea of multiple streams of income to play small in each of those streams of income so that there's no risk, that's when it becomes a crutch. That's when you're not playing full out. And that's where what you are really doing is creating a bunch of jobs for yourself. The way multiple streams of income is meant to work is that each one of those streams could create in and of itself, if you expanded it out, could create wealth for you. And you don't get into multiple streams of income so you can make $200 here and $400 here and have to do 10 different things every month to try to just eke by and pay your bills. That's not what multiple streams of income is designed for. If you do it right, in theory, and actually in practice for those who do it right, each of your streams of income can be quite lucrative, and you can create an income source that is beyond what you need just to get by in life. It's beyond what you just need to pay your bills right now. But what I see people using multiple streams of income as is they're creating a bunch of little jobs where I don't want to spend too much money on this little business. So I'm just going to be happy with making $200 or $400 a month on this. And then I'm going to go over here. Here's the thing. You only have so much time in a day. You have 24 hours in a day. Some of that time you spend sleeping. Some of that time you spend living your life from a personal standpoint. You only have so much time that you can spend on what you do for a living, what you do to make money. And of course, you want to create streams of income that are working for you so that you don't have to be constantly putting time into it. But where having multiple streams of income becomes a crutch is when you're using it as a way to stay small. When each one of those streams of income is really just a glorified hobby, a job that's taking all your time, a job that's making you have to be hustling out of the hood, out of the trunk of your car, or have you stuck on social media half the evening trying to sell your product, or again, trading time for dollars over here and over there. I see people taking on multiple part-time gigs or part-time hustles and calling that streams of income. And yes, I guess technically money is coming in from multiple locations, but it's not where your money is working for you. It's not where you're working smart to make your money and not working harder and harder. You do not want to leave your job as unstable, as insecure it is to work for somebody else. You do not want to leave the familiarity of working for somebody else to create 10 part-time jobs for yourself. That is not multiple streams of income. I'm selling this multi-level marketing, and I've got this part-time job that's 5 hours a week, and I'm doing day trading over here. Nothing wrong with any of those things. But don't delude yourself that by playing small in all these little places, you're creating something that's going to be able to work for you. What you want to create is something that you can back away from and not see your lifestyle suffer at all, where you can back away and it actually can continue to grow and expand and scale. That's where having multiple streams of income becomes a great thing for you from a wealth perspective. But when people are talking about, I'm gonna, I don't want to risk too much over here, I want to play it safe. When you're playing it safe, you're not in the entrepreneurship world, because entrepreneurship is full of risk. I say it all the time because it's all the time true. Entrepreneurship is risky. All of those wealth building streams of income methods are risky, whether it's real estate, whether it's investing, whether it is selling a product. All of it is risky because there is a chance that what you have planned won't come to fruition. What you have planned might not happen. You might make an investment and it tanks. You might buy a piece of real estate and, it gets destroyed in a natural disaster and you lose all your money or whatever that is. So if you're looking for a risk-free place, and that's why you're saying, I want to have multiple streams of income, a little from here and a little from there, that's the wrong approach. If you're talking about moving into self-employment where you are in charge of your destiny, you don't need to be nickel and diming your wealth, nickel and diming your income, rather, because it's not going to create wealth when you're just doing it at each thing at a small scale to avoid losing. That fear of failure is a crippling hindrance to success. Whenever you talk about the fear of failure being the reason why you don't play full out, you are already telling yourself, you're telling the world, you're telling God, you're telling the universe, I don't really want to be successful because I only want what I can guarantee myself. But really, the good thing about guarantees, even though there are no guarantees in life or in business for the most part, you can guarantee your success because, again, you will never fire yourself. You will never lay yourself off. You can always pivot and do something different. So instead of getting hung up on fear of failure and continuing to play small and nickel and diming your income from here and there and creating this thing that takes 60, 70 hours a week, but you're on your own, but you can't make any decent living from any of these things you're doing. Instead of looking at it and doing it that way, because you're afraid, if I put too much into this one thing, if I spend too much on my boutique, if I spend too much here or there, what if I lose? Instead of focusing on the loss or the potential loss, instead of looking at it as what if it doesn't work, refocus all your energy on what will I do when it works? What will I do if I do play full out? If I do look at my streams of income the way wealthy people look at it and do the things that they do to get success, they don't play small. The reason why they're wealthy, you're not going to, okay, let me go back. You're not going to get wealthy playing small. I don't care what they're telling you. You can watch a million YouTube ads and Facebook ads. You cannot get wealthy playing small. Not in any amount of time where you want to spend. If you got 50, 60 years to wait, you might. But if you're trying to do it in any amount of time, you're not going to get there playing it safe. If you want to play it safe, that's what jobs are for. But you are here, you're watching this because you have a dream to own your own shop or boutique. And it's not going to be risk-free. It's not. But the people who take the risks are the ones that get the greatest rewards. Those are the people that get to enjoy the income, the lifestyle, the time freedom, the flexibility to live life on their terms. And if you want to join them, you're not going to be able to do it by somehow magically coming up with a way to beat the system or to game the system. Yes, there are things you can do to increase your chances of success, to shorten the time it takes you to get there, to increase your chances of being successful. However, if you think that there is a risk-free or a way of playing it safe that's all of a sudden going to get you a 6 or 7 figure income, MJ's here to tell you those are lies from the pits of hell. You have to become comfortable with risk. You have to become comfortable with knowing I could spend this money and I might not get it all back. And it's okay because all I did was I didn't lose, I learned. This L, so that also means go cards, but it also means the L is not for losing, it's for learning. Reprogram your mind to not look at putting something out and not getting back what you wanted as a loss, but rather as a lesson that you have learned. You've learned what you should not do again in the future. You've learned what will work and what won't work. That's just an investment. Whenever you spend money on something, whatever you get out of it, whether it's what you thought you were going to get or whether it's something different, it's still a lesson. And how much is your knowledge? How much is your wisdom in business worth? Is it worth taking a chance? Is it worth taking a risk, calculated risk that makes sense? Yes, it is. Because if it's not, you will struggle constantly as an entrepreneur. I cannot tell you how crippling it is if every move you make as an entrepreneur, you're focusing on failure. If you focus on failure, if you focus on loss, that is exactly what you will get because it is impossible. The laws of the universe, it is impossible to get something different from what you are focusing on and moving towards. If you're focusing on the loss and what happened 10 years ago, and if I spend this, what if nobody buys from me? What if nobody comes to my website and I buy this inventory or I invest in this training program or whatever it is I do and I don't make my money back, then what? I guarantee you can't succeed in a what if I fail mindset. So really, when we talk about multiple streams of income becoming a crutch, it really boils down to mindset. When I hear people talking about, yeah, I want to have a shop, I'm trying to create 8 or 9 or 10 streams of income, what they're talking about is a bunch of small time stuff. What they're talking about is a bunch of penny ante stuff that's going to take up your time and energy, spread you thin, and it's not going to get you what you want. You need to focus on getting one thing where you want it or on the path and then add to it. Because a lot of those streams of income that wealthy people are involved in, you have to have some money to even get into those. You're talking about investing. You're talking about real estate. You're talking about some of these other dividends and all of that. You can't even get into those spaces, those real streams of income without money. So you're going to have to start somewhere and create some wealth or create some income that you can then use to add to it. If you're talking about multi-level marketing stuff and doing stuff out of the trunk of your car, that's not what's going to get you to where you can quit your job and walk away knowing that your family is safe and your income and your security is in the bag. You can't do that with multiple streams of income that are all small time. I'm going to do this over here. I'm going to do this a few hours a week and I'm going to make a few $100s over here. Who's got time for that? I'd rather work a 40-hour week and get a check every 2 weeks than spread myself thin with multiple part-time gigs. Are gigs bad? No, I've done them, but I didn't do 8, 9, or 10 of them. Ultimately, I had to move into something that was going to create the income and the lifestyle that I wanted without a lot of time spent and a lot of extra effort. What you want is not going to happen with a bunch of part-time gigs, especially if you're looking at 7, 8, 9, 10. The seven, I was just reading an article on the internet about 7 streams of income that you need to get into, and none of them were gigs. None of them were part-time jobs. None of the advice said, get 3 or 4 multi-level marketing gigs and sell somebody else's product for $5 or $10 a piece, and somehow you're going to get rich. They're getting rich off of you selling their brand. You're not going to get rich that way. That's not what multiple streams of income is, but you have to have money to begin with to get into some of those larger wealth building places. And that one place where you can make that money to move you to the next level can be your shop or boutique. But you've got to set it up right. You've got to treat it like a business. You have to invest in it. You are not going to get to a 6-figure income where you're making $100,000 a year selling your amazing product if you don't put that much in, because that's not how business works. You are not going to magically play small, invest $200 or $300 in your boutique, and just one day it makes you $100,000. Ma'am, that's not how it works. And I don't want you to be confused and think that it does. I know it can be scary. I know it can seem like, oh my God, okay, I get it. I need to invest, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get started. And that's where the fear really comes in. It's not that you don't want to play big. It's not that you want to have 8, 9, or 10 part-time gigs that take up all your time and are still robbing time from your kids and from your spouse and from all the things that make you want to get away from your job. It's not that you don't want to. A lot of times it's that you just don't know how. You don't know how to start a shop the right way, a boutique the right way. You know how to just go out there and make a mess. You know how to hustle on your social media, but you haven't really figured out, or you don't know how to actually build a shop the right way so that it can be scalable, so that it can grow and get you to that 6-figure income that you are looking for, so that you do have that money to invest and sow into other streams of income down the road. You need to know how to set up your shop for success, your boutique, so that it's not just a side gig that you work after your 40 or 50-hour job, but that it is something that can replace that 3 or 4 times over and allow you to move into some of those other spaces where you can truly have multiple streams of income and not just a bunch of side gigs. And if you recognize that you've been looking at streams of income the wrong way, and you want to get into a place where your shop or boutique can be the springboard for doing it the right way, then I invite you to reach out to speak to me. I have free breakthrough interviews available for you at www.melaniehunter.com/chat. Fill out, book your time slot, fill out the application, and we're going to hop on the phone and figure out, what have you been doing? What's all this stuff you're doing and you still making $200, $300 a month and still working your job? What do you really want to be doing with your time? How much money do you really want to be making? And then we're going to figure out how to get you there as quickly as possible. Because if I know you've been working at this thing months or years, or you've been thinking about it. I talked to somebody the other day who's had a dream on her heart for 20 years, but she's been building somebody else's fortune. And I know you don't want to do that anymore. And so we'll look at what's the shortest path, what's the most profitable path to get you there as quickly as possible. And if we're fit to work together, we'll get you started right away. But it starts with a decision. Are you sick of playing games? Are you sick of being spread thin by all this little penny ante stuff that's not going to let you quit your job, because none of it is really what it needs to be to get you there? And if you are tired of that, let's have a conversation. The call is free, but it will be the best 45 minutes to an hour that you have ever spent on your business, because this is what business owners do. Business owners find out what edges that they need to have to get ahead. They don't just depend on what they already know. They try to learn from the best. And so that's why I'm inviting you to my calendar. I've got some time open in the next few business days. I would love to talk to you about how you can start on your first real stream of income that is not a job, but it is something that you can set yourself up and your family up for a lifetime and a future of wealth and success. Again, www.melaniehunter, that's Melanie with 2 L's, hunter.com/chat. Fill out the application after you book your call, and we will talk soon. It's been my pleasure to share with you guys today. I look forward to speaking with you later this week about another amazing training topic. Meanwhile, don't wait on another training. Let's just get on the phone if you're serious about building your business right now, and we'll get you started. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.